How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today I have another PSA submission video for you. Similar to my last one, this is in fact two submissions which are headed off to PSA together in the same package, so might as well put them all in the same video. So the first submission is two cards that I am so incredibly happy about. These cards I got at the Charlotte Regional Championships. I was lucky enough to win a panel ticket and get two cards signed by the amazing Kagemaru Himeno. So the first card that I got signed by Himeno was the Shiny Collection Reshiram. Just look at that, absolutely incredible. This is one of my favorite full art cards from the black and white era, and this was a huge favorite of people at the signing. I think someone in the panel with me on Friday cracked two PSA 10s to get signed. This is not a PSA 10, this is just a raw copy that I had. Has a little bit of edgeware at the top, but still presents super well. And just look at that sketch, incredible. And yeah, just the Charlotte Regional Championships, this was amazing. It was really crazy. It was really insane. I waited 14 and a half hours in line overnight, and I missed going through the general line and getting two more signatures by about 10 to 15 people, I believe. So very glad that I got the two that I did, but I definitely feel for anyone who came to Charlotte and who was not able to get signatures. It does really stink to wait in line for so long and to feel like you don't have anything to show for it. So I did get two cards signed, and here is the other one. My goodness. I originally was planning on getting a different card signed, but when I saw that she was doing the Eevee sketch, I just knew that I had to get this Jungle Flareon signed. This is one of my favorite older card arts. I'm not usually a big WotC person, but I was very happy to get this card. And again, just the sketch is incredible, just beautiful. I really like the idea of getting like a older Himeno art and a newer Himeno art signed, so this is what I went with, and I am so happy that I did. Again, just look at that sketches. The sketches on these cards were just incredible stuff. You know, very few people got through over the weekend, but if you got in, you got something really special. So that's always nice. So those are the two signed cards that I am sending off to PSA. Those are at a higher service tier and are in their own submission. So those will come back separately from the other cards. And now this is about, I think it's 45 or 46 cards that I'm sending off for standard grading. So without any further ado, let's crack into these. First one, this is a Rocket Suicune from the VS series. Beautiful card. I've had this for a while. The reason I haven't been submitting it is just got a little ding up in the corner there. Just a tiny bit of edgeware here and there. So I wasn't really confident in this scoring a 10. And 9s of these cards have not been super expensive, but I figure now's the time to sort of take the shot. I don't expect it to get a 10. I think we'll probably get a 9 on this card. But still, it is a really nice card, and one that I've just been having sitting around for too long. Next up, I have a Wind from the Sea Steelix Unlimited Edition. This is also probably going to score 9. It's got a little bit of edgeware along the top, but I am kind of trying to clear out a lot of the cards that I feel like are in really solid condition. You know, the 9 E-Series cards, these are still, I think E-Series cards are undervalued. That's just my personal opinion. And this is an amazing Hajime Kusahima art. So I am very hopeful that this will come back with a high grade, hopefully a PSA 9. And yeah, I think I already have this in a 10. I think it might be in the vault or something. But only a few cards from the E-Series. And now I have some awesome stuff from the EX series. I have these two cards which kind of go together. I have the Butler's Kirlia and the Farina's Absol. These are in fact lottery promos. They kind of look kind of inconspicuous. They just look like normal set cards, but these are in fact lottery promos. You did need to enter to win these in a lottery. I don't exactly know how many were distributed based on the price. These are not super expensive. You know, you can get these for less than $100 raw. I'd probably say somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 were submitted, but again, I don't have any kind of hard evidence to stand that on. That's just kind of my personal opinion. But they are limited promos. They are lottery promos. They are not crazy like the Rayquaza Giratina EX or the shiny legendary dogs or the Lugia and Ho-Oh and stuff, but they are lottery promos. So, and it has beautiful artwork. Mitsuya Rita and Atsuko Nishida, just incredible artists. I wonder who we are going to see at the next Hartford Regional Championships for the signing. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go to that, but I will be paying close attention. Next up, we got a beautiful Metagross holo from the Metagross Constructed Starter Deck. I believe I cracked this myself. I love these old, beautiful holo arts, and it's really nice when they come in decks. This is actually kind of it has a full holo effect, similar to like the Gold Stars, which is really interesting to see on just like, you can kind of see it here along the sides. It's very similar again to the Gold Stars in that respect, but it's interesting to see that on kind of a regular holo card, on a deck card. And that's not a holo bleed or anything, that's just the way that these cards are printed. This was intended, this is not an error or anything. So in addition to the Metagross, what comes in that deck is this beautiful Jirachi. So nice. Again, these dual type cards are really cool. You've got the pink and the gray, or purple and the gray kind of interspersed throughout the card. And yeah, this Jirachi is the big one. This is one that I am really hoping for the PSA 10 on. Again, hopeful for 10s because I cracked these cards myself out of the deck, so hoping that everything comes out together. Or everything comes out well. So next up, we have some EX cards. Again, it wouldn't be a 4th star submission without some old Japanese EX cards. This time we've got Shifter EX from the World Champions pack. First edition, really, really nice. Very clean on the back. Hoping for a PSA 10 on this Shiftry. Next up, we've got a Shiftry EX from the World Champions pack, first edition. Very, very nice. Hoping for a PSA 10 on this Shiftry as well. After that, we have another EX card. It is a Shiftry EX from the World Champions pack, first edition, 2007. Hoping for a PSA 10 on this one. And the next EX card, it is, what do you know, it is a Shiftry EX from the World Champions pack, 2007. Hopeful for a PSA 10 on this one. I believe I bought like a lot of these 4 EX cards off of someone on Yahoo Japan a while ago. They were all in mint condition, which was very nice. So submitting them all to PSA, all 4 of them. We'll see how they do. Next up, we've got a beautiful secret rare. Technically not a secret rare, but it's one of these reprint Electabuzz. Really, really nice from Platinum 1 Galactic's Conquest. I like these secret rares. I'm not a huge fan of them, but this is really clean. So hopeful that I'll be able to obtain that card in a PSA 10. Continuing with the Diamond and Pearl era, we have a beautiful, beautiful Glaceon holo from, I believe this is Dawn Dash. So this is really nice. I love this Glaceon. It's actually really expensive now. Diamond and Pearl holos are starting to get up there in price. I have a ton of them, which eventually I will need to submit. I just have an avalanche of cards that are ready for grading and in condition to be graded. The thing holding me back is just it's expensive to grade cards. What's really good now is that PSA is super fast. I've had my submissions turn around in something like a month for bulk $15 a card tiers. So hopefully we keep that up, and I get these cards back probably sometime in May, I would think. So really hopeful that that Glaceon gets a 10 as well. That is a mint condition card. Next up, I have a couple of Legend Era cards. Legend Era cards are not usually something that I go after all that much, but apparently, like, they're super expensive now. Primes are like $800 in a 10. So I dug up actually some old primes that I had just kind of thrown to the side that are in mint condition. Probably maybe not PSA 10 quality, little edge wear here and there, little stuff along the bottom of the card there for this Crobat. So probably not 10 quality, but maybe, you know, with PSA, you never know. You know, I've had cards that I did not think it would get 10s that got 10s. So it's always worth a shot. Here's a big one. Typhlosion Prime from the Soul Silver collection. This is one that I just had like in a box somewhere because I think I spotted like one tiny little thing on it. And again, like when I bought this card probably a couple years ago, primes were nowhere near what they are now. I don't even know if I can spot it again. But yeah, this card's really clean. Maybe, yeah, just along the bottom corner right there where my finger is, it's the tiniest little speck of edge wear. But this could get a 10. I think this has a better shot than the Crobat. And yeah, Typhlosion Prime in a 10, that would be a big, big card. So we'll see how that does. Next up, another Legend Series card. We have a Celebi Holo. I believe this is from Clash at the Summit. It's kind of interesting. Got a Shin Nagasawa art, and it's like there are these lines in the drawing, but I don't really know what they represent or what. It's kind of like Celebi's like in front of like a mosaic or something, but not sure. Next up, we have a beautiful Genesect promo. This is from the, what is this from? I think it's from some kind of movie set because it's a shiny Genesect. There were a lot of promos featuring shiny Genesect at the time because of the Genesect movie, which featured a shiny Genesect. I think these are really cool. I love shiny cards. I love shiny promos, shiny Pokemon in general. And these Cracked Ice promos are really nice as well. So sending that off, again, hopeful for a PSA 10 on that. Next up, we got another shiny Genesect promo. This was part of the EX Battle Boost pack. I think you got like this shiny Genesect promo, and then it came with like 4 or 6 packs of EX Battle Boost. I'm not 100% certain, but I know it was part of some kind of product. So these cards aren't super expensive, but I really like them. I think they're worth it to submit at $15 a card if you can get a high grade. So moving out of the black-white promos and into the set cards, we have a Meloetta EX from Shiny Collection. Really, really nice. I love the artwork here, just the music notes, the style of this EX card is so unique and so cool. And then we've got that beautiful hollow pattern going across it. So even though it's just a regular EX, I think I've submitted all of my full art Meloettas. Now we are cracking into the regular EX cards from Shiny Collection. Just love it. Next up, we have 3 Cobalion EX to submit. This submission is basically me clearing out all of the black-white full arts that I still have left to submit to PSA. So everything's going in this submission, whether it's a duplicate, whether I already have it in a 10. If it's a gradable black-white EX full art, it's in this submission. So we got 3 Cobalion EX. I've bought a lot of this card. It is not one of the most expensive, but it was pretty cheap. I was buying these for, you know, $15 back in the day. Mint condition. Can't go wrong with that. So we got 3 copies of that card to submit. I believe 2 are unlimited and 1 is first edition. Next up, we got a Tornadus EX from Thunder Knuckle. Not a huge fan of this card. I think it's kind of difficult to see what's going on, especially when you hold it like this. It's just a very dark card. You've got the plasma background, and then Tornadus is this dark green, so it just doesn't really pop all that much. Yeah, definitely not one of my favorite black-white EX Fuller cards, but it is still a very, very cool card. Next up, White Kyurem EX Full Art from Cold Flare. This was arguably one of the flagship cards in Cold Flare. Really, really nice. Definitely like this full art more than the previous one. And what would White Kyurem be without Black Kyurem from the sister set Freeze Bolt? And again, these cards are in pretty good condition. Probably some of them will score 9. Some of them will score 10. Just got like some very light wear in the corner here, something like that. That if these cards scored 9, I would certainly understand. But again, even in 9, you know, perhaps the values aren't there just yet, but these cards are so challenging to find these days. Really just over the last like 6 to 8 months or so, it's become near impossible to find mint condition black-white full art cards anymore. So again, this is part of the reason why I'm just sending them all off, because I really feel like it's worth it, even if they don't grade a PSA 10, to just have them off and in the grading queue. So we got 2 copies of Cresselia EX, this from Freeze Bolt. Really, really nice. I love this artwork. The background is just incredible. And again, the texture on these cards, you can kind of see it through the card saver. It is just mind-blowing. So these cards, absolutely amazing, and definitely some of my favorites. And I believe that finishes us up with the black and white era. So now we'll move on to X and Y. X and Y has really been interesting lately. A lot of cards that I thought were just kind of like bulk to put in boxes are now worth grading, which is kind of crazy. So I have a Gyarados Holo from XY7. I don't know why I only have one of these. Maybe I have more hiding somewhere, but this card is like a lot of money now, which kind of blows my mind that holos from XY are now worth grading. But there are several of them which are worth quite a good amount in PSA 10. And these are all pack fresh. I pulled them myself, so it's really interesting to see them being worth something. Again, like, XY doesn't feel all that far away to me, but this card was released in 2015, right? That's 8 years ago. So, you know, 2015 maybe doesn't feel all that old to me, but these are 8-year-old cards, which is pretty nuts. So, got the Gyarados to submit, just one of those. But I do have 3 of the Entei, beautiful Mitsuhiro Irida art. Got 3 of that to submit. Again, these are the Ancient Trait cards. Ancient Trait cards had this kind of Greek symbol, and they each had this thing which made them, you know, gave them extra power or something. And when they had that, they had this beautiful extended card artwork. So, precursor to the special arts, but really nice. Here's another XY holo, which is worth grading suddenly. It is the Gengar. Incredible Sayasaruda art there. This is from Blue Shock. Remember opening up these boxes, and again, these are pack fresh cards, straight to the sleeve, haven't been touched since also 2015 when Blue Shock and Red Flash came out. That was towards the end of 2015, I believe. I want to say maybe October or November of 2015 was Blue Shock and Red Flash, but not 100% on it. Next up, I don't really know what this card is worth. It is the reprint Gengar, so it's the same art, but it is, if you look down here, it is not from Blue Shock, it is from the 20th anniversary starter pack. So this was a kind of like something that looked like the old base set starter decks, but instead it came with reprints of stuff from the XY era. This Gengar was part of it. You'd get like a Venusaur, Charizard, or Blastoise deck. You'd get the Megas. Those were unique to that set. And then you had the opportunity to pull the full art Zapdos and Articuno in that deck as well. I think I have the Articuno in a 10. I need the Zapdos. But yeah, this beautiful, beautiful Gengar from that set. I, again, don't know how much it's worth, but I figure if the other ones are worth grading, then that one probably is too. Moving into some XY full arts, we have an Emolga EX full art from Y Collection. Again, I've had a lot of these full arts just waiting to be graded for a while, and the prices are just there. Unfortunately, EX, people are not listening to me. They are buying EX cards when they shouldn't be buying EX cards. I always joke about that, but EX has been going up, both the Japanese EX, the old stuff, especially the black and white era. Yeah, so it is becoming a lot harder to find. Thankfully, I am very close to finishing up the black and white era in PSA 10. Just got a couple more EX cards to go for that. So we got Florges EX. That's from Phantom Gate. And the final EX full art, we have Gallade EX from Emerald Break. This one is a little off center. You can kind of see the bottom border there. Bit larger than the top border. Don't know if that would knock it down from a 10 to a 9, but we'll see. All right, we got a few XY promo cards. We got a Mega Metagross EX here. Big fan of this card featuring shiny Mega Metagross. That is awesome. Got the Gatling Slug. So this ended up going into like a collection box in English, which I always thought was interesting. But again, shiny Mega Metagross. That was the only Mega Metagross card that was released. Next up, we got Mega Garchomp EX. This from the Kamex Mega Battle. Again, the only Mega Garchomp card that was ever released. And I think I already have this in a 10, but I just love the colors on this card. I mean, look at that. The purple, the blue, the red. Really works well with Garchomp, and yeah, that is awesome. Got one card from the Sun and Moon era. It is the special art Naganadel and Guzzlord GX. Amazing Ayakasube art. I've bought a lot of these cards from the Sun and Moon era, but a lot of them don't have good centering. PSA is very harsh on the Sun and Moon centering. Mainly because it seems like they only take into account this outer part of the border, not the entire border itself. So if that outer part of the border is shifted even just a little bit left to right, they count it as being significantly off center. So that's kind of strange, but you know, that's how it is. But I love this card artwork. Again, just incredible special arts in the Sun and Moon era. So hopefully we get the PSA 10 on this beautiful card. I only have a few of the Sun and Moon special arts. I was not able to get too many of them before they went up in price, but I did get some of the nice ones. I have the Latios and Latias Tag Team GX special art, so that's nice. Next up, I got 2 copies of the Radiator Sandaconda special art. Very, very nice. I've been sitting on this for a while, pretty much since release. But I figure it's about time. We're sending off some special arts towards the end, so might as well get the Radiator Sandaconda promos off to PSA. And last but not least in this submission, I figured I want some easy 10s. I want some brainless cards. I want that nice hit of dopamine at the end of the submission. So we're sending off some 2023 Japanese special arts. These are all pack fresh, purchased right from Japan. If these don't get 10s, I will be annoyed. So we got the Koraidon EX special art. Very, very nice. Beautiful, beautiful stuff here. Love that artwork. Ryota Murayama. Yeah, pronouncing that correctly. Really, really nice. So we got that. From the Scarlet EX set, we also have Great Tusk EX special art. The detail on these special arts is just incredible. If you look at like the sandstorm there, you see the light reflecting off of it. It is incredible. And now from the Violet set, we have Iron Treads EX special art. And last but not least, Spite Ops EX special art. I love the story this tells with the Tarantula. I don't know how to pronounce that Pokemon's name, but with the art rare for that card. I showed it off in an earlier video where I bought this card. But that is going to do it. We have probably about 45, 46 cards to go off to PSA for regular grading and then my signed card submission. So really, really happy about this. Hopeful that all of this comes back in a reasonable time frame. So thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and stick around for more videos.